Happy New Year! Welcome to the 2020s. I feel like I should be wearing a trilby just saying that. We are in the 20s. The 20s. To me, the 20s have always been that black and white era of films with gangsters and stuff and, you know, Chicago and all that kind of thing. The roaring 20s. But now we're in the 20s. We're in the new 20s. The neo 20s. And hopefully it's going to be better than the 2010s. Because, I mean, some of the 2010s were quite good for me personally. I got married. I bought a house, I had a child, I started working where I work, and it's all, you know, some of it was very good, but on a wider political scope. There has been some not great stuff in the 2010s. Let's hope it gets better in the 2020s. This video is a kind of channel update, kind of New Year's resolutions thing. I did this last year. I did the resolution, so I thought I would check in with last year's resolutions, see how I did on them, maybe make a few more, talk about what's going to be coming up on the channel this year, if you're interested. So first of all, let's talk about last year's resolutions. I had quite a lot. I rewatched the video just before writing down some notes to make this one, and I think I had too many. But let's go through them. So I started off with just the generic ones that everybody has, you know, eat more healthily, exercise more, and no phones in bed. How did I do on all of those? Well, eating more healthily, I maybe kind of did. I don't know if I really ate more healthily. Certainly haven't the last month. Since I started a new role at work in a new department, this department there's cake every single day. It's just full of bakers. They just bake and bring stuff in. There's been like a handful of days in the month I've been working there that there's not been food brought in and put directly in my line of sight. So certainly in the last month, failed on that one. Exercise more. I was doing really well on this in the first half of the year, and then just sort of late summer I injured my back a bit, and consequently I've barely been to the gym since, and it's definitely had an effect. So I need to get back on that in this month, sort all that out. So that's going to be a new one. And no phones in bed, completely failed that. I've been terrible. I've been browsing Twitter to the early hours of the morning, just getting to bed at 10 o'clock, I'm going to go to sleep now. I'm just going to have a quick check of Twitter. 5 hours later, not 5 hours, but about an hour later, generally. An hour later, I'm like, I meant to go to sleep, didn't I? So I need to stop doing that. For Christmas, I got a CD alarm clock, which it's going to go behind me. I wanted it to be CD so I could listen to my Big Finish collection, but it also needed to have an alarm clock. Got one of those for Christmas, so that's hopefully going to help me stop having my phone in bed. Unfortunately, it didn't play CDs when it arrived, so it's gone back to the shop to hopefully get a replacement. But that should help with that one. So far, not doing that well. So my main things last year, I wanted to have a more structured output to the channel. And what I planned to do this time last year was to have alternating videos of weekly videos, 1 week Doctor Who, 1 week something else. And for the most part, that held throughout most of the year. Until my laptop broke and then just content disappeared because I couldn't edit it. So for the last several months, I haven't had that much content on the channel because I didn't have a laptop. Got a new laptop now. So we're going to be back onto that sort of weekly grind. So I'm deeming that a success. The laptop breaking was out of my control. The second thing I had on my list last year was more collabs. I wanted to do more collabs. I'd done some the year before, and I wanted to do more last year. And certainly in the first half of the year, I achieved that. I had a collaboration with my love for Doctor Who. Had a collaboration with Gallifrey Forever 97. Bit of a tongue twister, that. And then there's I haven't released it yet because I'm still editing it. It's kind of, my LFCC vlog is still in production. It's just kind of trapped. The half-finished project is trapped on my broken laptop. I haven't quite worked out how to get it off there without it having to start from scratch, basically. I could easily get all the footage off of there, but I've got a Premiere Pro project on there, and I need to work out how to get that across. But there's lots of people in that you might recognise, so that kind of counts, even though I haven't released it yet. And I did a group BFI at the BFI screening, a group of us did a little live stream talking about Series 12 trailer. So all of that, I think, counts as doing more collabs. So yay to that resolution. My third resolution, and I did admittedly say it was going to be a maybe, I might do it, was to rebrand the channel, and I did not do that. I still have that in the back of my head that I want to do. I just haven't had the time to do it because I want to get all the elements done for that to be able to do it. So that might be one for this year. Number 4, I wanted to be in a play. I love acting. I do a lot of acting. So I really wanted to be in a play last year. At the beginning of the year, I didn't get around to it. I did get cast in a musical, in fact, and I had to drop out. It was going to be on next April, so it wasn't going to be on this year anyway. But we started rehearsing for it about 3 months ago, and then turns out some dates clashed with some things that are coming up in April next year for me. So I had to drop out. I had to apologise. I'd only been cast about 2 weeks before. We'd had about 2 or 3 weeks of rehearsals, and I had to say, sorry, I can't be in it. So I felt really bad, and I was really excited to be in a musical again because I haven't been in a musical for, oh god, probably 2011 was the last musical I was in. I've done a lot of plays and stuff since then, but I haven't done a musical, and I was really looking forward to that, but I had to drop out. So I think, given the amount of stuff I've got coming up this year, it's unlikely that I'll have the time to do any acting in terms of on stage this year. But who knows? There might be other little things I can do. Last year, one thing I did do some acting. I was in Miles Taylor's audio drama, one of his audio drama series of his Doctor. So that was exciting. I'll leave the link up there so you can go check it out if you want to. So I did get to do some acting, so I'm going to count this as a half complete. Didn't do any stage acting, but I did some audio drama acting, so kind of counts. My 5th one last year was do more writing, and I did NaNoWriMo this year. I didn't win it, I didn't do the 50,000 words, but I did about 13,000 words in November. So that was one of my aims of the do more writing, try NaNoWriMo. I did it. I didn't finish my novel, but I made a good start at it. Hopefully I'll find some time to carry it on. Number 6 is decorate our was our spare bedroom, which is where I used to record my videos over a year ago. And if you will recall, last year I said, but currently I'm in the middle of stripping the wallpaper, so I need to get that finished so that my daughter can move into that room and have a bigger bedroom. Well, it's not that nothing has happened since then in that room. The walls are still stripped. The walls are finished being stripped, so that's good. We've had new windows installed and had a new door frame and a new door put in to go into the room. Got a carpenter in to do that. But that's it. The walls are still unplastered. The plumbing radiator still needs to be moved. It obviously needs to be painted. There's no furniture in there. So it's going to be my daughter's bedroom. It's just taking a while to get done. You know, it's just takes time to organise these things, and contractors don't get back to us, and yeah, I need to get on with that. I know, definitely need to finish that this year. I had some content consumption as well as content creation goals. I had some content consumption goals as well. Things of how I wanted to achieve in terms of the content I consume, and the changes I wanted to make to the way I consume certain things. So the first thing, I wanted to complete Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch. I think I have put that game into my Nintendo Switch once in the last year, and I definitely have not completed it. So that's a fail. My 8th resolution last year was to read more. I think I achieved this. This is good. I achieved this. I had been disheartened with how little I had read in 2018. So 2019 I plan to read more. Didn't set a specific number, just more. So I finished reading The Lord of the Flies. I read 3 Doctor Who novels throughout the year. I read Margaret Atwood's The Testaments, the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. I'm still halfway through this, but made a good start. Christopher Eccleston's biography. And I think there might be 1 or 2 that I'm forgetting, but I read a decent amount more than I had done the previous year, so I'm counting that one as a success. Another one was I wanted to be more selective of the content I consume. I am a completist generally, so I find it very hard to skip over things. So two of my main things, to give you two examples of this, my YouTube subscription box, I used to watch every single video in it because I would feel like I hadn't really completed that. It was an aim to get to the top of the subscription box and having watched everything, and that was just taking up too much time. So I made a vow that if there was a video that I wasn't that interested in, I wouldn't watch it just for the sake of watching it. I would only watch the videos that came into my subscription box that I really wanted to watch. And I think I've done that, so that's good. I now skip over loads of videos in my subscription box all the time just because I don't have the time to watch them all. And similarly with magazines, I don't need to read every article in a magazine. I used to read it cover to cover every magazine, specifically Doctor Who magazine, but also other magazines. I've subscribed to this great magazine, Film Stories, Karen Gillan on the cover of the latest issue. Definitely check that out, it's very good. But I don't read every article in it, because if I did try to read every article in it, I'd never finish it. The next issue would come out and I wouldn't have finished. So I read the articles that I'm most interested about in the magazines now, and I skip over the ones that I'm less interested about. I don't need to read everything cover to cover, and that has been a success. I've managed to do that this last year. I wanted to try cosplay as well, and this is one I didn't do. I failed at this one. I didn't try cosplay. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do it in the next year, to be honest. Just financially, time-wise, I'm not going to really get a chance to do that. But I will do it at some point in the future. I'd like to. It's not going to be this year. But yeah, fail on that one. And my final one from last year is go to more events. I went to LFCC this year. I went to a couple of quiz-a-rassalons. I went to the BFI. That's my light. That's not very well balanced. Don't follow me. Glad I caught that. I did once have one fall on my head. Where was I? Yes, so LFCC, quiz-a-rassalons, went to a BFI screening of one of the last BFI screening for the classic Who collection. So I've been to more events, and I've had a lot of fun, met a lot of great people, hung out with a lot of great people at them. So I'm very glad I did that. That one was a success. So that's my New Year's resolutions from last year. Now for the year to come, I think I need to have less, basically. So I've got a list of 4 that I'm going to try and do this year. The first one, in terms of the channel and my ability to create stuff on it, I want to improve my skills. I'm always looking to improve my skills and what I can do in editing specifically. So I want to learn After Effects this year. My new computer I've just bought, my new laptop, should, theoretically, haven't tested it yet, be powerful enough to run basic After Effects stuff. So I want to learn After Effects, and I want to use that to aid in my rebrand and maybe create some new title sequences, something like that for the channel. So that's learning After Effects is the main one. And then linked into that too, I want to do the rebrand at some point this year. It may be towards the end of the year by the time I've got all the assets together and things like that. 3, I want to watch more films. I did books last year. Let's watch more films this year. I keep a track on my Facebook of all the films I've watched, and this year I watched less films than last year. So I'm thinking I need to make a concentrated effort to watch more films this year. And then in terms of the type of content I'm creating, I'm obviously going to still be doing reviews. Doctor Who Series 12 starts tonight as I'm recording this, so I'll be reviewing all of those. I'm going to be recording reviews of Picard every week as it comes out, because I really enjoy Star Trek as well, and I reviewed all of the last season of Discovery, so Picard I will be reviewing. But beyond that, I would like to make more in-depth, sort of more slightly mini documentary type ones. They take a bit more time to edit. Informative videos, that's what I would call them. I want to make informative videos that will give you information that you don't have before. And it aren't just about my opinions of what I think about an episode or a series, or, not just rankings. I will do those as well, but I want to make more, and I will have to do those easier to make videos in order to keep up with a weekly release schedule. But I want to create more like little do you know type things, information type things, lore type videos as well. I want to make those type of things. So that's my 4 resolutions for this year. Hopefully only having 4 make them easier to complete more of them this year. In terms of a general channel update, like I said, I'm going to try and stick to weekly content from now on. Now I've got my laptop back. There'll of course be weekly reviews for the next 10 weeks of Doctor Who. And then there will be the Star Trek reviews as well. So that'll definitely be weekly videos. And then I'll try and pepper in some other stuff in between. I'll try and do twice weekly videos for the next 10 weeks. I'll see if I can manage that. That's going to be up until about April time. And then in April, I've got a very busy April and the next few months after that. Some things coming up in my personal life that I just need. I'm going to have less time for videos in that immediate time. So I might not be able to get out a video every week from sort of April onwards for the next several months after that. But that's what I've got. My plan is for the year. Weekly videos with reviews of Star Trek and Doctor Who in January and February, probably March I'm not sure how many episodes of Star Trek there are. And then going on from April, I may use that time to sort of script and research the more in-depth videos. That's what I've got coming up. What do you want to? Have you made any New Year's resolutions? Do you do that sort of thing? Let me know in the comments below if you do and what they are. Love to chat about it. And I will see you for more videos soon.